What's up, it's Cinema Shogun here, and it is now being reported that the LA Police Department were on standby behind the scenes ready to arrest Will Smith, but Chris Rock stopped them. Meaning that they were literally right off stage behind the scenes getting ready to arrest Will Smith live on television at the Oscars. Think about that for a moment. Think about that sight. Think about that visual. Think about that moment in history. One of the biggest actors of our lifetime being arrested at the Oscars after assaulting another one of the biggest stars of our lifetime. Damn sure one of the biggest comedians the world has ever seen. Live on television. That would have been a crazy sight to play out. And I think Chris Rock knew that. And I think despite what Will Smith did to him, despite being maybe humiliated in that moment, despite being shocked in that moment, despite, I'm sure, being pretty angry in that moment, he didn't want to do that to Will Smith. He didn't want to do that. He refused. He refused to press charges. He was dismissing them every step of the way as they tried to lay out their plan on what they were going to do moving forward. Let's go ahead and see the actual details of what happened here. Oscar producer Will Packer is unfolding details of the events that occurred at the 2022 Oscars. Now, this Will Packer guy, we're going to hear a lot about him in the days moving forward. Off the bat, I don't like the guy. I don't know the guy from a can of paint. I know I shouldn't judge him yet, but I'm already getting shady vibes here because we're already getting mixed stories about what happened. They say that they asked Will Smith to leave from the Oscars. That was the original story. But now they're saying that's a lie and that Will Packer himself approached Will Smith and said that he wanted him to stay. And that happened minutes before they actually presented him with the Oscar for Best Actor of the Year. So I don't know who to believe here. But in a preview clip for an upcoming Good Morning America interview, Will Packer shared that the Los Angeles Police Department was there and ready to arrest Will Smith if Chris Rock chose to press charges after the star slapped him. They were saying, this is battery, was a word they used in that moment. They said, we will go get him. We are prepared. We are prepared to go get him right now. Live on television. You can press charges. We can arrest him right now, Packer explained. They were laying out all of these options and they were talking. And as they were talking, Chris was being very dismissive of all of these options. He was like, no, I am fine. And even to the point where I had to say, Rock, chill, let them finish. The LAPD officers finished laying out what his options were, and they said, would you like us to take any action? And he said, no, and then he said no again. So here we have what I think is another W for Chris Rock. If Chris Rock couldn't look any better coming out of this situation, we have this tidbit of news that I think makes him look even better. Because in that moment, while processing all of those emotions, while processing that anger, he didn't want Will Smith to go out like that. He didn't want Will Smith or his legacy to be tarnished in that way. And I fully do believe that. Because Chris Rock was the bigger man in this moment. And he was the one that was thinking logically here. He was the one that was playing chess and not checkers. He was thinking moves ahead here. And I feel in many ways, Chris Rock tried to protect Will Smith in this moment. Make no mistake about that. In this moment, Chris Rock tried to protect Will Smith. Because he knew what kind of blemish that would put on Will Smith's career. He knew what that meant for the overall culture. And he didn't want that. So he refused. And he took the high road. Not only did he not retaliate, he didn't allow them to do that to Will Smith in that moment. And he sat back, chilled, and watched this guy go get a freaking award for the best actor of the year right after assaulting him. I can't begin to put myself in his shoes and just think about how big of a person you have to be to take that route. Because we could all say what he did was right or wrong, but none of us are in that moment. And in the heat of the moment, to carry yourself that well, my hat's off to him, man. All respect to Chris Rock in that moment. And I think that a lot of the reason that we haven't seen a real response from Chris Rock yet is because he has taken his time to process this fully. And he's going to respond in a way that is more strategic than how Will Smith responded to his joke. I'm wondering going forward, I'm not sure about how these things work. I know there's been talk of lawsuits. We don't know if he's going to sue Will Smith. People are saying he should sue Will Smith. Seeing as he didn't attack Will Smith back, he didn't crack any jokes on Will Smith that he could have in that moment. He didn't press charges. He didn't have him arrested. He hasn't even said anything bad about him yet at his stand-up shows. I'm not sure if he's going to sue Will Smith. But I wonder how he feels about how the Oscars handled it. Can they be legally held responsible for the fact that they provided him no protection in that moment? I know there's been a lot of jokes and memes about the what ifs surrounding this story. But look how easily Will Smith just walked right on stage and assaulted and attacked him. There was no protection for him in that moment. The Oscars didn't protect him in that moment. The Academy, they didn't protect him in that moment. And even afterwards, it's being reported that they didn't talk to him, console him, and really make sure that he was okay. Outside of the fact that they just tried to get him to press charges on Will Smith. And then we have this producer in the background who is kind of playing both sides of the fence here. And I think he's going to do whatever he can to make himself look better in this situation, Will Packer. Now, don't get me wrong. I know he's in a tough position right now. He didn't ask for this to happen. But at the same time, I mean, it's going to get exposed how they're trying to cover up their own asses about what happened here and about the response that happened here. I also understand that just because Chris Rock told them not to arrest him, and just because Chris Rock chose not to press charges, doesn't mean that they couldn't necessarily arrest him. I don't know how the law necessarily works in LA and how things are going to go down in an award show, but in real life, people can still be arrested regardless if someone wants to press charges on them or not, if the police choose to do so. But I think in the days going forward, we're going to start seeing a lot more information, and I love watching Hollywood collapse in on itself because these people have been virtue signaling nonstop. They don't even put out good movies anymore. When they used to put out good movies, I could deal with their nonsense bullshit that they would spew at their award shows and all the woke propaganda they would put out. Okay, cool. You're making movies like E.T. and Jaws and the Goonies. Okay, cool. You know, whatever. I don't care about your politics and how you feel about life. Okay, cool. Put out good movies. But now that the movies are all crap, the movies are all just extensions of woke propaganda, and then we have this, I have no choice but to laugh at it. I used to love watching the Oscars. Now I like laughing at the Oscars. But I want to know your thoughts about this situation. How do you feel about this? Do you think Chris Rock should have pressed charges in that moment, or do you think he did the right thing? I'm along the lines of I think he did the right thing in this moment. But I want to hear from you all. What do you all think? Let me know down in the comments below. While you're down there, hit that thumbs up button, hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell. And as always, find some time out of your day to go watch a movie.